Hello, Leo. This reading is for Leo for Valentine's weekend 2020. What will it bring you? Leo, I've already had some cards fallen as I was clearing out my cards from the past reading. Let's go ahead and get right on into it. I went ahead and brought in a couple more decks, and as I've explained before, you'll see that I have a lot of decks in front of me, but I only go to the decks that I feel like I'm drawn to, and I felt like I needed to bring a couple more decks in for you guys. I brought in the Manifesto, the Motivation Manifesto deck, and the Rider Tarot. My name is Barda from Intuitive Tarot Readings by Barda on Facebook, also on YouTube. And also I have Lolita's Lovely Ladies on Facebook. That is the business site. So if you guys want a reading, whether it be an hour, or if you would like to have a particular month, you choose a month and I will read that month just for you. This is a general reading for Leos. As I start reading, this will only resonate with a certain group of Leos. This is not going to resonate with every single Leo out there. There are thousands and thousands of Leos. If you want your own custom reading, then we need to do it. You just contact me and we'll do it just for you. But I do feel strongly that there are several, and I'm feeling multiple groups of Leos that will find this reading very helpful. So I have a feeling this will be a reading that is not just on one subject, not just for one group, but multiple. Go ahead and start. Leo, Valentine's Day weekend. What will it bring Leo? What's going on around Leo? Valentine's Day weekend 2020. And mind you, when we're reading this too, this is not just going to affect your Valentine's Day weekend. Going to be going will affect your year 2020. Leo, show me Leo. All right, I got several cards that fell. I got the Magician, the Emperor, the Five of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. Now, before I get too deep into this, because usually I will start out with such things as the tea leaf cards, which give me an idea what's going on. And just looking at this, I'm saying that one group of you, this has to do with business dealings or your money and manifesting something. So I'm going to go ahead and set these cards right here before I give you what I think that those cards mean. And I'm going to go ahead and pull the Astral House out of the tea leaf cards. And this will tell me the general part of your life. And with Leo, I wouldn't be surprised if this reading, it ends up being for more than just two groups. And I'm going to break it down because I feel a lot is going on for Leo. Leo, show me the area Leo needs to, what is this about? And I feel one. Wealth, definitely. This has to do with your money. So, as I'm going along, the first one I'm going to read for is for the Leos who are concentrating on their wealth, hanging on to what's theirs. I'm also seeing the Five of Pentacles, which tells me that not feeling like you're having enough, or you're feeling like you're left out on the cold in something. And this feels more like just not having enough, trying to make ends meet, and that's what I hear. And along with the Emperor and the Magician card, now I know this is not Leo's card, but Leos are very strong-willed. And for me, the Emperor, and when I'm reading the cards, I'm not just going to, and with the Rams here, I'm also hearing the sign Aries for some reason. So take what you will and leave the rest. But with the Rams sitting on here, I'm hearing Aries. So this might involve an Aries as well. With the Emperor card, this is how I feel that you are taking on the persona. How you're going to deal with this financial, with your wealth. This is how I feel that you are going to get out of not having enough money, not being, and it's not necessarily, yeah, but some it is, there's a little bit more to it than that. What I'm feeling is that, what was that? Is with the Leos, they want to make more of what they have. They want to make more wealth. They want to make more stability in their wealth. How do I know this? By the four on to what they've already made, and then the one sitting on the top, that's the money. To me, this tells me that this is the money that has not been made, but is potential. It's what sits over top of this Leo, or this group of Leos. All right, I want to get a little bit more detail, and let me think real quick. How do I want to do this? Which cards? Tea leaf. Love my tea leaf cards. These are awesome. All right, Leo, why is it focused around your finances and building on your wealth? And that's what I keep hearing, is building on the wealth. And I also hear that I need to draw another card because, like I said, I feel this is not just for one group of Leos who are dealing with financial stuff. There's also something else going on, and it could be one group where you're dealing with not just wealth, but maybe you're dealing with career, you're dealing with love. We'll find out here in just a second. But towards the Leos that are focusing on their wealth, now a lot of readers will not pull them when they come out like this. I do, because these cards, that's the second time that they have popped up there. I'm going to pull those cards. And this has to do with the Leos who are dealing with their wealth. And what did I say? Wealth, money path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. So is setting out on a new endeavor on, you see the coins here, and I'll read the other in a minute. You see the coins here? This Leo is jetting out. This group of Leos are jetting out, and they are finding their wealth. They are finding new ways of making money. They are, and if they're not making money, you could be working overtime, but you are definitely building on your money because you are tired of feeling like this, not having quite enough. The other card I pulled along with it was, excuse me, the Carrot card, which means opportunity or windfall. Come towards you. I'm going to stick this right up here. There's definitely money coming towards you. I want to find out which path this money is coming from, and I feel like drawing from the same deck that I originally did. Tell me more. Tell me more about this wealth path that Leo is on. And I keep getting strong-willed. This will to make this money. Just and you know what? I heard something. It's not necessarily an end goal. It could be, but you have your sights set on something. Whether it be, and I'm just going to use an example. It's not just about holding on to your money. It's about like, say if you're wanting to buy a house, or you're wanting to have more money for a business or a car. There's an end result in this. This is something, I mean, you guys got a goal in mind. This is not just about just building your money. I mean, this is actually, I feel this is actually towards an actual thing that you want to accomplish. This is not just building your money. I mean, it is, but because definitely you feel like there's not enough to accomplish what you're wanting to accomplish. Can you show me what Leo is wanting to accomplish? What is Leo after? And I feel, and I keep hearing that, Leo is after one goal. They are after one goal with building this money to get that end result. And I almost feel like it's a physical thing. Like you're actually wanting to buy a house. And why do I say that? Because every time I keep thinking about this, I keep seeing the castles and the homes in the back. This is an actual, maybe it's even a building. This is something that I think this is an actual material item that you have got your eyes on the prize on, and you're actually wanting to take and get that, and you're working hard for it, and you're saving up for it. What is switch? Okay, we're going to switch. Okay. What is Leo after? What is this group of Leos after? All right. A new beginning of some kind. definitely. We saw these cards in, I believe, it was the last reading, I believe. Anyway, this is the Empress. And like I said, you can read these cards as many, many, many different ways. And I'm not going to start pulling out all the astrological signs out of it. If you guys want to, you sure can. But what I'm feeling, this is getting stuff, and I heard square. Getting stuff square to get that end. And I feel it's an actual material thing. Whether it's a house, and that keeps sticking in my head. House, business, something that is... it stands firm. That's what I get. So we've got the Empress here. And the Empress, to me, this doesn't feel like an actual, the Empress represents pregnancy. But I don't feel like this is an actual pregnancy. I think this is the beginning. Kind of like a pregnancy, but it's the beginning. As we can see right here, you're starting out on your money path right here. You're beginning something new. You're deciding, hey, I'm going to get that money I need for what I've got in my head. That's how I see the Empress. And I also get from the Empress, I think your end goal for what you're wanting to do, and I think you'll feel pretty satisfied, is around summertime. See how bright it is around the Empress? Real bright. That's totally a summer thing for me. And I feel that around June, and I'm hearing, sometimes I hear dates, and I'm hearing a date. I'm hearing around a time frame, June 16th. June 16th, and I'm seeing to the 21st, so something's going to be wrapped up. So I think this is actually an actual material thing that you're wanting to get, whether it's a house, a business, I'm not sure exactly what yet. With the Two of Wands, we're seeing Alexander over everything. This is, with you being a Leo, you guys are always constantly, let me show you the sign right here. See how he has a crown on his head? Leos are the king of the whole zodiac. I mean, they are. They're, and I'm not being rude here, but they are focused on their materialistic a lot. And yes, they're emotional people, but they are, it's how they come off and how they feel about themselves through what they have. And so, that's nothing really wrong with that. Yeah, I'll get to that. Okay. Anyway, so I'm sitting here looking at Alexander, and this goes appropriately along with the Leo. Here he is standing here, and he's got his world in his hand. Whatever this coming up that you're on your money path for, and you're saving your carrots, you're waiting for this windfall, this opportunity to come along for your wealth. You're looking out to the future. Leos are always looking way out there. They're looking way out there, and they've got goals, and they're going to materialize them. 9 times out of 10, they are going to materialize them. This is what I feel. This is a very determined group of Leos. This is what you got. This is your end. I mean, that's it. I mean, it's about money, and you will get it. So I'm sitting here looking at Alexander, and Alexander is holding on to a rod. And you see the rod behind him. Sometimes when I'm reading this, depending on what's going on in that person's life, sometimes that rod will be not just a rod standing behind him, but over top of you. I don't feel that this is the case right now. I think that for me, for Alexander looking out here, what I'm seeing is they are leaving. This is a project. This is something that they have started, and it didn't. And you see on the wand. Do you see on the wand? I want to see if I can get that. Not very focused. But anyway, on this wand, there are 3 leaves. They were just starting to bud. They're just coming out. So something that I feel that Leo was taking, and it's something they've had in their mind before that they wanted to accomplish. And they may actually just be leaving a totally separate thing behind. Literally. Like they were going out and they were getting their wealth and they were looking at one project and they're like, no. For whatever reason, I don't feel it took, and it's not standing. Nope, sorry. I just heard it is standing. It stood on its own. For some reason, the word stood on its own, and I'll figure that out here in a minute. But I feel also, the way I can read this one too, is they've already planted some seeds in the past. And from what I just heard, those seeds are already budding from a project that actually, it's a money path. This is all about money. Now they're out on a new adventure here, and they are looking towards another goal. another financial goal. And I actually feel that this is something physical, whatever it is that this Leo feels like it's going to change their world. You're holding your whole world. It's going to change. It's going to change how you're feeling like stuff is just, you might just be just making enough. It doesn't quite feel enough. Not being the best you can. That's what I keep hearing. Leos are all, I know several Leos, and they are goal driven. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And a lot of times it's about finances. It really is. And I do believe, I keep seeing a building. This is actually a real thing. Yes. Okay, let's see what else I can get off that. Let's see. Leo. So far, this is just for one group. And like I said, when you're watching this could be about you and how you deal with the situation. And I do feel for you Leos, because a lot of the signs that I read, it can go both ways. But I'm getting this is how Leo is perceiving stuff. This is not how, like, and a lot of times you can cross watch the zodiac signs and then get something out of it for yourself. No, this is Leo 100%. And I'm not seeing a bunch of people per se involved in this. This is just Leo up in their head, and this is what I'm going to do. And they're doing it. That's what I get. Can you give me some more information about Leo, please? For around Valentine's Day 2020, the weekend, what is going on around in their head? What is this financial endeavor? This group of Leos. All right, here it comes. I told you guys that I thought that this was going to end up being for multiple groups of Leos, and I was going to have to read it different directions. Excuse me, in different ways. Yes, that's what I feel. And here's where it goes. So this is where I'm going to stop on this one for just a second. For your first group of Leos, I see that you guys got your eyes on the prize. You've got your eyes on your wealth. You are not just sitting around. You are actually working to take that money path. You're going to go get that money no matter what. So you don't feel like you don't have enough. And you're waiting for an opportunity or a windfall. Actually, from what I hear from this is, you see with carrots and stuff, it's showing a carrot. You're actually building up this fine. That's what I feel. Because your end result, what I see with the Four of Pentacles, I see the houses in the back and the castles. This is for a material object. This is for like a building. This is for a business. This is for expansion. I heard expansion. That's what I'm hearing. Expanding. You're wanting to expand on something. You've got a actual material thing in your mind. Excuse me. And whatever it is, you're actually wanting to, it's going to help you expand. And with the Emperor sitting here, the Emperor, when I see this fella, there's a whole bunch of different things. And the word Aries kept coming up too. So there's somewhere around there. There is an Aries person involved. And it doesn't matter. Like I said, everybody reads these different. But as soon as I side glance that, I heard Aries. So what I get from that is maybe you have a business dealing with an Aries person. Or I also read this as the Emperor. The Emperor can be a really firm hand. Somebody who just, that's the way stuff's going to be. This is the way it's, you can't change their mind. You just can't do it. And sometimes they can do it with a very firm hand. The way I see this is the mindset that this group of Leos have got themselves in to get this wealth, to get this money path, to build their carrots. Literally build their carrots so they're not feeling like they don't have enough. And they are saving. They are hanging on to what's theirs because they have an end result, which will be something materialistic, like a building, a business, something along those lines. That's what I get. And with the Magician card, along with the Emperor, I don't feel that this is being, let's step on people and let's be hard and let's be mean. With the Emperor here, they're pretty stern. I feel that this is you with your eyes set on your goal, and this is the persona you're taking on to get your end result and to make the magic happen. And yes, I know there's many meanings to that, but that's what I'm hearing. You will make this magic happen. You are going to see the pentacles here and the cups. He's got his hand up in the air and he's like, yep, we're going. Magic is about to happen. It's going to happen. So for the ones that are looking at this end result for something like a building or a business, and it could be anything kind of materialistic. It could be a car that's going to help you. And I don't feel it's a car. I do. I feel it's a building. I feel it's a house, something that is going to cost money, but you are willing to work very hard for it. That's what I feel. This is for the first group of Leos. Now, I'm going to leave these cards right here because the cards that I just drew are for the next set of Leos. What's going on with you? Well, I see the wealth, the money path, and the carrot. They still have that too. And before I get to all these cards that dropped, and a lot of times I will not take this many cards, but this story is for the next set of Leos. I am going to pull some more tea leaf cards to find out second set of Leos for the cards that just fell. What do I need to know? Too many. For the second set of Leos, I'm telling you right now, it's not just about buying a building, stuff like that. It has nothing to do with that. Totally different situation. The way my cards are shuffling, they're kind of clumping. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's so much negative. It just means that there's a lot going on. A lot. Now, these keep sticking up. We're going to see if they come back up again. Leos. Second set of Leos. And for the second set of Leos, I keep the Empress is standing out for me before I even get any farther. And then I'll explain a little bit more. The Empress. And I think this is a literal person. I do. For the second set of Leos, this is a literal person. Could be, and you know, the Empress is also a mother figure. And for some reason I heard the word mother, and there the card is again. Okay. All right. This card was sticking out to me like crazy. The Empress, before, when I was reading for the first group of Leos, did not stand out as a pregnant woman. This one does. This definitely stands out as a pregnant woman. Why? Because I drew the stork. News of a birth or a new business opportunity. Now, I'm not going to read this as a business opportunity because that's not quite what it feels like. This feels like a literal pregnancy of some kind. An addition. All right, now, I'm not going to put this one up here because this one feels like it needs to go right next to the Empress. Now, the cards that fell before were the Page of Wands, which also tells me this is, I feel this is the child coming into the world. This feels like a literal baby. This is for the second set of Leos. And your child will have like on more of a light-haired spectrum. And how do I know this? Because the Page of Wands represents a lot of stuff as well. But the Page of Wands, they're on the light-haired spectrum. At least in my head they are. So this child, and most likely a boy. Let's check that real quick. Let's check that. I want to see something. Because this is definitely about a child. And you can have a girl too. There are girls that have more guy traits. I mean, they can be, you got your tomboys and stuff like that. But this is definitely about a baby. All right, so it says a puzzle. So I'm guessing that the people that have the second set of Leos who are either pregnant or they have somebody in their life that is pregnant. And I know this because of the stork and the Page of Wands. There's a lot of wonderment around this pregnancy for some reason. And how do I know that? Because I drew the puzzle card. And at first I thought maybe, you know, well, we don't know what sex it is. Well, that could be the situation, but I don't think so. How do I think there's questions around. Okay. Oh, Leo. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Around this, there's a lot of questions. And usually I don't see the Three of Swords. And I usually don't like to dive into this stuff. But there could be a question. How do I put this? For me, when I looked at this card, I saw the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is usually 3 people involved, and we're not talking about the baby. It's usually somebody who is in a group of some kind of love triangle. Yes, I just heard triangle. Oh my. All right, I'm going to go easy as possible on this one. This is for the second set of Leos who have a baby coming, and they've got questions. And it's a puzzle, and I think the puzzle is, see the 3? This would be the woman standing over there. This would be the 2 other fellas. I'm sorry, this is where this is going. I can see from the other cards as well. What have you got yourself into? Anyway. So anyway, from what I get from this is usually when I'm looking at this, he's looking out over everything and he's leaving the past behind him. This almost feels like literally somebody from the past that's looming. And then there's currently somebody with them. And this to me strikes me as the woman. And there's going to be a lot of card readers going, oh, that is not what that says. I'm telling you, I'm intuitive reader. So I don't know what to tell you. It is a puzzle, and I'm wondering, and I'm going to check. I want to check before I say anything else. I'm going to put those down right there before I even show you what the other cards were. I mean, to tell you what I think. Is there involved? Oops, that didn't even fall. Give me a clear answer, please. Is there more than just 2 people involved in this, excluding the child? Yes, no. Oh, they're not wanting to answer. Okay, I'm on the right path here. I am. I can feel it. But I'm not going to dig too terribly far into it. Holy crap. Okay, Leo, I don't know what you've been up to. Whatever this is going on. I mean, not whatever. You've got a question as to who the fathers are. This is what I'm getting. And how do I know this? It's a union, and it's the home. And I would like to see them like this, because that's how I should see it. You know, the home and then the union. That means everything's going hunky-dory. And a lot of people will say, well, you can't read those 2 different ways. Oh, yes, I can. I go by my gut, and they came out like this. And whatever this is, so there could be 2 different situations going on here with this one. It could be, okay, definitely. There's a pregnancy. There's a child. There's a question. There is a child coming into question. Whether this child is here right now. This had to do with the pregnancy. There's the mama. There's the stork. We all know what storks mean. And this represents not a message, but a child. Okay? So what I'm getting from this and what the puzzle card is whether this child has been born already, or this woman is pregnant right now. Or you're sitting here and you have a 5-6-year-old, or it could be a little bit longer. There is a question on who the father is. That's what I'm getting very clearly. Very clearly. And whatever has been going on in this Leo's household, it has turned their home on how they're, you know, how you're comfortable and life should be going. It's turned everything upside down, including the union they are in with right now. So there are answers coming. How far should I dig? Not far. Okay. So now I'm just going to go ahead and go on to the other cards that had fallen earlier that I was kind of confused. This is also, okay, we've got the 7 of Cups. I call this the fairy favor card. To me, I feel like this videos, somebody is fibbing the situation. They are not. I don't see a lot of deceit cards, but usually this would be, you know, how you're dreaming about stuff and thinking about how, you know, just daydreaming. To me, that is not what this is coming off as. This is somebody who's, and you see the smoke. What I see on this reading is, you see kind of like, it's supposed to be a cloud, but to me, it comes off as smoke. Somebody blowing smoke up somebody's butt. That's what I get. Now, has somebody found out about this and decided to move on? And I see somebody moving on fast. So if this has not happened yet, this is going to be happening. I guarantee you, whoever this is that is fibbing, this will come out. And this is coming out very soon. I'm sorry to take and pass this one on to you. This is for a select group of Leos. And I feel there's more than one. There's not just one. Somebody is moving on from the situation. Somebody is tired of smoke being blown up their butt. I keep hearing that. It's horrible, but that's what I get. And who is blowing the smoke up the hind end? The lover. It would be either, and like I said, it could be man or woman, but I'd have to say it's almost the woman on this one. There's fibbing. I do. There's something around this, or somebody assumes or thinks that the other person is fibbing. That the truth is going to come out pretty soon. But the person that has walked away, and I feel that somebody has moved away from this relationship, and they moved away fast because they are tired. Not the fairy favors, but all this being blown up their butt. That's what I keep getting, and it's horrible. The Hermit. This is how the person that is fibbing, this could be, we could take it two different ways. Because maybe there isn't a test that says, okay, this is definitely my child, this is not my child. Okay. Maybe that hasn't come that far. Maybe it's sitting in the head of somebody. It could be even the spouse or the father of the child. And maybe the mother has questions on whose it is, but somebody is lying. There is lying. There's deceit going on here. And it has made the other person feel like the hermit. They've kind of pulled back. They've gotten out of there. They've left. They're tired of it, or this is the direction they're going. So before, if you are the woman and you do have some secrets that you have not revealed, maybe you should go ahead and just know that this is going to come out no matter what. And maybe you're telling the truth, but right now I'm seeing a lot of smoke being blown. I do. And if you are the father on this spectrum of it, and you're thinking about moving away fast because you've got it in your head, this child is not mine, just, okay, this is a touchy one. I haven't had one like this for a long time. Leo, stop puffing up with your pride and just sit here and go, okay, fine. Let's get that test done. Let's just solve that issue. And if you need to move on, then move on. But stop being like the hermit. Stop just pulling back and just, going within your own self. Wow. Okay. And what stands out here, too, this could be with the Gemini. And like I said, I won't pull every single astrological sign out of every single cards. I won't do it. But sometimes some of them, I'll just hear it. And I heard Gemini on this one. Gemini are the lovers. Okay, I'm not sure how much farther to take that one. I'm not laughing at you. It's just like a whoa. I was not expecting that. Okay, so what else should I do here? Where else? Oh, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get down to I'm going to pull out some different cards. And as I'm reading my cards, you will see that I will put them in different positions. They're not always going to be sitting here in just like a perfect order. That's not how my readings work. I put the cards where I feel that they need to be going as I'm pulling them. And right now, to me, I'm going to shove these up a little bit. This clustered mess. For the second set of Leos, it is a clustered mess. And it all has to do with the puzzle. And I feel like somebody is not ponying up the information. That's what I feel. Draw. Nope. Yep. Never. And they've got it in their head that they're not going to tell the truth on this one. That's what I get. That's a sad story right there. For the one, whether it's the Leo or the partner who may be watching this from the opposite of direction, let's go ahead and get a closing card on this. So this is going to be for two groups of Leos, and then I'll recap what I got from the first group and for the second one as best I can. Oh my Lord. Okay, this is for the second group of Leos that you have this going on. This has to do with the pregnancy. This has to do with the child. This child, and mind you, this child may already be born, or this person is pregnant with this child. There's definitely a mother, and with the stork, there's definitely a child involved. There is deception. Somebody is lying. I'm just going to put it down to, put the hammer down on this one. There is deception and lying. Period. I mean, I thought maybe it was just, maybe it was made up in the other person's mind. That's what they thought. No, somebody is purposely lying. That's what I get. And it's a female, because the female is the one that carries the child. So end result on that one is definitely, if you are the man, Leo, watching this, solve the problem. Get a test. Figure out if that child is yours or not. And then you will have that peace you need. And then if you need to move on, then do it. But stop being the hermit. And if it's reversed, if you're the female and you're feeling like this, knowing that your lover's going to be moving on, stop with the deception. Stop. Pony up the information. Stop trying to ignore the past. Just take and it's going to come out. This truth is coming out, period. There's no other way for it. And this is, and like I said, I'm just going to keep piling those cards there because I don't see any, I don't even want to put them to where it's just a clustered mess. That's what I get, period. So for the second group of Leos, I'm sorry to bring that message as being kind of on the downside. But for the person that is fibbing, just pony up the information. And it says on this card right here, someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. That is lies and deceit. So pull your head out of your butt, whoever's lying. And I'm sorry if you guys don't like the way I read. This is how I read. And sometimes, when it's a situation like this is not what you don't understand, whether you're the Leo or you're the other person, say the woman, whatever this is, it's definitely a woman who is fibbing. Whether you're the Leo or another sign and you're the female, you are not just causing this huge cluster mess. And this is a mess. You need to take a moment to think about your child. Don't make a clustered mess for your child. And the deception, just know it's going to come out. The truth will come out. And this reading, I haven't been irritated the whole time, but this one half irritates me just because, there's no thought for this child. You're not thinking about that child. Whether it's the Leo that's doing it or it's... I think whoever it is, you need to dig. You need to dig a little bit harder and just get a test. That's the end of it. Don't let this child just continue on. Don't let them be part of this mess, unfortunately. All right, I'm not going to recap for the second one because, that's self-explanatory. I just kind of want to group these cards and just kind of go, ugh. All right. For the first group, let's do a recap for you guys. Set of Leos. This is about wealth, money path, and it's the carrot card, opportunity or windfall. What I got from you guys was the simple fact, this is the first group, so we're switching back, or we're getting off of the, I'm not telling you who the baby daddy is. I ain't doing that. Okay, this is the different group. I feel that you guys are going to make your own magic. And yes, I know you can read the Magician card many different ways, but to me, that's magic. Why? Because you're going to take on the Emperor stance, and usually the Emperor is very stern and strict. But I think you're actually being strict with yourself and how you're going to reach your end goal, which is, you're not feeling like you have enough money. And I feel this is an actual object that you've got your mind on, whether it's a business or a home or a car, whatever it is. I think it's something materialistically physical that you've got your minds on. You will reach that goal. And you're very, very, very driven. There's not much else I can say about that. And in this reading, with this Empress right here, and you've got the wealth card, the money path, and the carrot, you are working and you will get whatever you've got your eyes on. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. we're going to put that one there too. That is kind of a mess for the second set. Let's find a closing thought, and hopefully, I don't know if I want to pull the loved ones or not. I'm sorry, but that's crazy. Okay, this is what we're going to do. I felt like I should have brought the manifesto cards in with it. It's the motivation manifesto cards. Okay? This is the closing thought. And how I'm going to do this, because the second set of Leos, there's so much going on with them, with child and everything. I'm going to do two different closing cards. The first one, we're going to take all the group of Leo that've got their mind on their money and their money on their mind. We're going to give you one card. And then for the second group that's got this mess going on with a child, and who is the who's the dad? That's what I get. Definitely a female. Goodness. So for the first ones, for the wealth, money path, Leos, could you please give me a card? All right. I ain't supposed to draw from them. These. For the first set of Leos, this is coming for the second one. First set of Leos. Health, money, and they've got an end goal in their mind, something physical, business, building, vehicle, something along those lines. Give them a message, please. All right, closing thought message for them. True wisdom is maintaining a balance between pushing and holding back, balancing detailed perfection with allowing some imperfection. So, and that does kind of go along with the, I know many Leos, and Leos, they want it to be perfect. When they go for it, it's, you know, it's going to be to the perfection line. That's how it is, and there's nothing really wrong with that. But do not beat yourself up about this. Take your time on this. Let's see. Push and pull. Yeah, so just know that you are human while you're going through this. While you're, I almost see like an Iron Man. That's how you're going to take on this challenge of making this money for yourself. Just remember, you are human, and you've got to kind of just get balance. Keep your balance. I mean, you're doing good here. I mean, the end result, you are going to get it. And with me, once I give you dates, I won't remember. I do remember it was in June. But I get the information from my guides, and I hear different dates sometimes, different colors, different messages, numbers. And I did hear dates on it. You might want to write those dates down for the people who have an end goal of getting something material, which such as a building, business, or a car, something along those lines, something how it's going to help you. It is coming, but keep your balance in between. Don't work yourself to the bone. All right, now closing thought card for the second set of Leos. I'm pulling it off the Motivation Manifesto cards. Oh, that was quick. Without self-mastery, we are slaves to fear. Impulse, conformity, with self-mastery, joy, greatness, and transcendence are ours. I'm trying to find a... What I have to say for that group, the truth is going to come out. This is for the second set of Leos. You don't have to be the slaves to your fear if you're telling the truth or the other person's telling the truth. The truth is going to come out. It's coming out soon. I hear April. Yes, April. Around April, and I keep seeing the 12th, there's some truth coming out. And like I said, I think if you are the parent, that is not the, if you're the mother, go ahead and pony up and go ahead and, tell the truth. If you are the father, go ahead and get that test done, get it taken care of, and you won't have to worry about it because you'll have the answer. But this one, for some reason, for most of the Leos that are watching this, I feel it's the female Leo. This is definitely this card right here, slaves to fear. What do you have to be scared of if you're telling the truth? So sometimes people get mixed up in their head, and it just comes out the wrong way, and then another fib becomes another fib and another fib. Just, you can't fix what's gone wrong, but you can tell the truth, and you don't have to be slaves to fear. And on the father spectrum, you don't have to be slaves to fear if you go ahead and just get that final answer. All right, guys, I am going to wrap this one up. This was definitely an interesting read for me. I don't get too many that are quite that intense. I wish the best for all you Leos. I will be taking and doing a March 2020 reading for each sign within the next week and a half. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, I do the 30-minute readings, which doesn't have to be about monthly. It's about whatever. I do the 60-minute readings, and I also can take, and if you're wanting to know about a particular month, then, a particular month, then just contact me through Lolita's, And that's the fastest way to get a hold of me. And then we can set up a time and I can go ahead and do that reading for you, just to choose 1 month. Or I can also do general year reading for you if you want as well, specifically entailed to you. All right, guys, I wish you the best, Leos. I do. Keep your money and your end goal in sight in there. And the second half, it's probably time to go ahead and just kind of get a clean slate. I'm going to call this one Clean Slate. All right, thank you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.